What's up, everybody? My name is Bryce, aka DubsNotSubs, and in today's video, I'm gonna have to apologize. I was wrong about my statements I've made earlier this year. They've come from a place where I didn't really understand what I was saying. I was a young man. We make mistakes. We say things that we regret, and I'm really sorry. I was wrong about Junji Ito. He's actually not as bad as what I thought he was. To my great pleasure, he is a lot better than what I thought he was, because I did really like his stuff, or liked his art, and I really wanted to like his stories. But in today's video, we're going to be going over why I changed my opinion on Junji Ito, what books did that, what's my future for Junji Ito, and at the end of the day, what was my deep-seated hate? What really made me not like Junji Ito? We'll cover all that in this video. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, everybody, before we get started with this video, I want you to leave a comment down below of a question you have for me personally. I'm going to be doing a Q&A soon. I'm almost at 300 subscribers. Thank you so much for that, by the way. That's awesome. I really didn't think I was going to do this well, but I appreciate it so much. I just want to do a Q&A because I don't feel like you guys know a lot about me, and I thought it's time I share who Dubs is, Bryce behind Dubs, take the mask off, and see who I am. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to be getting into why I exactly didn't like Junji Ito and what made me change my opinion. And if you've been seeing me on Twitter throughout this little bit, you've seen the kind of manga that I've been reading. And I recently have bought Gyo and Uzumaki. These are the people, the manga, that has gotten me to change my opinion completely. Because what my first opinion of Junji Ito was this series right here, Dissolving Classroom. And if you know my channel, you know how I feel about this manga, and you know how much I despise this manga. It is so repetitive. It is so boring. I hate everything about this manga, and I just couldn't figure out why. And then when I bought Uzumaki and I bought Gyo, which I will go into a little bit here, and I do want to do a separate video about both of these, because I want to do a review on Gyo, especially because I'm going to put this statement right now. That is my favorite horror manga / Junji Ito work I've ever read. Gyo is absolutely fantastic. That manga was not what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be some stereotypical, boring horror manga about animals that... I'm going to get into it in a second, because I'm going to go off a trail before I get the chance to talk about why I hate this. But I think I figured out why I don't really like Junji Ito's stories, or the ones that I read before. And that was because these are all short stories. I really found myself really involved and loving the stories that he decided to build up the characters, build up a story, and have this huge climax at the end. I really enjoyed Uzumaki. That story sucked me in right at the beginning, and the fact it kept building on itself and on itself. Although it did have a little bit of a reminiscence of Dissolving Classroom, with the fact that it kind of seemed like there was not really a story. It was just under the same setting of like dissolving, but that's not what happens. The story builds up slowly and gets better and better, and just a whole story. It's actually an actual story rather than a short story collection, which I've read this and Frankenstein, and this one I hated, but Frankenstein I thought was okay. I just thought it was really mediocre, so that's why I was like, everyone's got to be overrating them. But no, reading these two was absolutely fantastic. I figured it out. I really am not a huge fan of his short stories. Not that they're mad, but they're bad, or it's just I think that there's not enough to build up characters, connections, and explain the world that we're in. Unlike Gyo and Uzumaki, which sort of build up a world, give you this whole situation, and then let you go from the story from there, rather than just having 20-30 pages of one thing and go, oh, we're done, with all these plot holes and different things that happen. That was my big deal with, like, Frankenstein, that short story collection, especially the one where it's like, there is a story where I was getting involved into it. In the Frankenstein one is the one with the house. I don't remember the whole story, but I just know as I kept reading it, there became more and more plot holes, and less got explained, and then the shit just ended for no it just ended, and then went to the next story, and I was like, what? Why? But yeah, we're gonna be, so that's pretty much why, and I don't want to get too much time hating this, because this is a video, basically, a Junji Ito apology video. If that's all I have to apologize for, I'll take it. Especially this day and age on YouTube, I'll take it. Don't cancel Dubs. Hashtag don't cancel Dubs. All right. Anyway, we're going to be getting on to this manga right here, which is the one I've just started. This is a spin-off, more of a comedy. It's a comedy of his thing. He just used the horror elements as a joke for this one. This is Yan and Mew. I'm like one chapter in. I'm really loving this one. I do really like this. I don't know if this is going to be a full story or a bunch of like short stories of him and the cat, but I feel like it's going to be a full story. But at the end of the day, even if I think that this is a short story, I really enjoy it. I think comedy manga itself works a lot better in a short story format rather than a horror manga like he does. But that's all I have to say about that. I just started and I've been pretty much enjoying that. It's pretty cool. It was way more expensive than what it should have been for that little bit of a book. I was really surprised that that's what happened. But we're gonna get on to the series that started it all, that changed my whole opinion on it. And this is actually, I got in the 3 singles, and that is Uzumaki. This series right here is fantastic. This is my favorite work by Uzumaki, but I think Gio's scarier. That shit like freaked me out. I was scarred from that. But I think this is my favorite work from Junji Ito. Well, Gio I think is the better horror manga out of them. I love this series. I have the 3 singles of this. I found it for really cheap on eBay, and they were in really good condition for pre-owned. Oh my god! I mean, these things are so nice. The second I saw these singles, I had to get them. They are so well done. I love everything about this. This series, I'm so happy I got it in the singles. Although the perfect editions, or what are these called? I don't know what kind of editions, but the editions where they basically collected it all in one book are fantastic. I mean, I picked it up. I almost thought about getting that, but I ended up picking... I thought I unplugged my mic. I was like, panic mode right there. But this is the story I ended up picking up pretty recently, which you guys saw me in a furniture store doing. And if I can, I'm going to try to do a review in that furniture store. If I can get permission to like review this book in there, I will be giving you a Gio review from this place I read all of my manga where I read Gio, where I read all my manga, which is in furniture stores. Because why wouldn't you not read in a furniture store? It's the best place to collect your thoughts. We have all these nice new couches to try out. It's like a double whammy. It's so good. It's like, how come you guys aren't reading your manga in a furniture store? Specifically, Choice Furniture, because that's where I do mine. It's my preferred location, but the one by the mall is closing down. It's been a rough week. It's closing down, so it's been rough. I gotta find a new place to go. I have to find another store to read my manga in. But anyway, Gio is my favorite horror manga. This shit freaked me the hell out. I think this is really, really good. I love this for the horror element, but I can't diss Uzumaki, man. I think the Uzumaki story I enjoyed more. This whole like spiral thing, and there's a lot more. I think there's a lot more meaning in each story than there was in Gio. Gio was like, it was like a horror, but it built up. But I think there's a lot of metaphors and stuff within like these spirals that he creates and the stories that he creates with that spiral. But overall, I thoroughly love Junji Ito now. I will be collecting Enigma when that comes out, because anytime there's going to be a story where it is one story by Junji Ito, not a short story collection, I will pick it up. I will not get the short stories because I have not enjoyed any of them so far. I might try another one just to see, but overall the signs are looking good for the short stories. But I think it's Junji Ito best thing, and I think most people probably agree with this, I think his best stuff is the stuff where he does like actually one full story, and I love it so very much. Those two books, or those two series right there, are fantastic. They're some of the best works I've ever read, and I'm so happy I read them and gave it a chance, because I was really scared at first. Everyone was like, no, you gotta try it, man. You can't do it until Uzumaki. I was like, yeah, I probably did a bad start with this Dissolving Classroom, because I've never heard of it. I only picked it up because it was really cheap on Amazon. I was like, fuck it, give it to me. And this, I also, Yan and Mew, I got it for pretty cheap too. I think I got it for, I don't remember how much I got it, but I got it for cheaper than what it was. Way cheaper, and I'm happy I did, because I didn't know it was that short of a story. Although, it's pretty funny so far. I've been really enjoying that. Like, the way he implements horror elements into, like, a comedy aspect is really, really good. But, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And, as always, I will see you in another video.